Make hay while the sun shines. Whatever you're going to do today, don't push it till tomorrow, because tomorrow might never come. So why can't you just do it today? On that note, we say you're welcome to another interesting edition of your weekly magazine program on the station. The program is called Personality, Places and Events. My name is Seyi and she is.
And I am Makinde. Remember, energy is transferable, so whatever you do, do not hang around people with the dark clouds, because the rain will get you eventually. Stick around positive-minded people and get positive results. Don't forget to like our social media pages: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the rest of them.
Right. Without taking too much of your time, let's go straight to our event for today. And right after that event, Nkem will be back to tell us who is the personality of today. This event took place in Lagos. It's the funeral service of a man of many parts, a man that's affected people positively when he was alive. And we're talking of Chief Afolabi Odufuye. Personalities from across Nigeria and even from outside Nigeria came to attend this burial to say their last respect for this grandfather. We're going to show you that package, and right after that package, Nkem will be back to tell you who is our guest, who is the special guest for today, who is our personality. The program's Personality, Place and Events. Nkem will be back to join you shortly. Don't go away.
It's all about personality interviews. It's about showcasing your events, both social and corporate. Let's celebrate you and showcase your memorable events on Personality, Places and Events.
We are here in Nairobi, Kenya. Personality, Place and Events in Atlanta, Georgia. We are in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates.
Don't miss out on all the fun. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, all at PPE Nigeria. For coverage or interviews, email ppenigeria@gmail.com. Personality, Places and Events. Let's celebrate you.
Personality, Places and Events was on ground at the celebration of life of a man that has affected people around him positively when he was alive. Late Chief Afolabi Odufuye, who left this earth at the age of 76. Families, friends and associates of the late Chief Afolabi Odufuye all gathered at Ebony Hall, Alagba Close, Ikoyi in Lagos to pay their last respect and bid him farewell till we meet again. The funeral service kicked off with a short church service at the same venue, and later the late Chief Afolabi was later laid to rest at Ebony Vault, Ikoyi in Lagos. Afolabi Oladipupo Odufuye was born in the ancient city of Idowa, which is situated approximately 5 kilometers south of Ijebu-Ode in Ogun State, on the 24th of June 1941. The first son of the late Alhaji Ilyas Odufuye, a Muslim cleric, and late Alhaja Onyidamola Odufuye, a trader in school books and accessories. He attended St. Peter's Primary School, Idowa, before undergoing his secondary education from 1955 to 1960 at Muslim College, Ijebu-Ode. He gained admission to the then Ibadan Technical College, now Ibadan Polytechnic, and graduated in 1963 with a C&G certificate in building and a diploma in civil engineering. Late Chief Afolabi was a very social gentleman and was a member of several social clubs. Shortly after the service and interment was the entertainment of guests. Some family members spoke to personality, places and events.
I met him when I was dating my husband about 12 years ago, and he was always very gentle. He spoke a lot about his trips, his travels, where he went to. You know, I was born in DC, but I live in Maryland right now in the US, and he used to tell me about different places, different things to visit, he was always such, he was such a quiet man, like the rest of his children. They're all quiet, just like their dad, and he was such a gentle soul, and I just pray that the legacy that he has instilled in his children would continue to follow and go with them forever and into their children's children. And of course, it's never a good thing when you lose a loved one, even if they are 120 years old, but we thank God that he lived till 76, and we thank God that he left a great legacy and family behind.
My father, well, I wrote, it's in tribute there, it's written there. He was a great guy, Daddy was always there for me. We had a very close relationship. I vividly remember so many of the times he used to come and see me in school, because I went to boarding house in the north, so he never missed a visiting day. He always took his time. Even when I was going back to school, so always there. We'd go together. So we used to bond. I mean, whenever I think of him, I remember he loves quotes, sayings, and things like that. I always encourage one to be content with what you have, to always do your best in everything that you do. He always strove for excellence. One of his, advice, or one of the advices he gave to me was always, if he goes to site, for instance, he was a builder, and he said, any day he goes to site, his goal on that day, even if it's to just knock one nail in, he's going to knock that nail in the best way that nail can go in.
My late cousin, we are first cousins. I just say what I want to tell the family is that they should be united in prayer. Once the dead is dead and is gone, but we that remain, we should put ourselves in one and behave like Christians, what Christians do. I pray that after his death, we should not in a hurry be buried in this family again.
So what I emulate from Daddy is being able to work under pressure. Even when people are blaming you for something that is not working out, you still hold your head up high and make sure you get the results that you're looking for.
On behalf of Personality Places and Events crew, we say, may the soul of late Chief Afolabi Odufuye rest in perfect peace. Amen. Sunreo.
It's all about personality interviews. It's about showcasing your events, both social and corporate. Let's celebrate you and showcase your memorable events on Personality Places and Events.
We are here in Nairobi, Kenya. Personality Places and Events in Atlanta, Georgia. We are in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates.
Don't miss out on all the fun. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, all at PPE Nigeria. For coverage or interviews, email ppenigeria@gmail.com. Personality, Places and Events. Let's celebrate you.
Welcome back. That was the funeral ceremony of Chief Odufuye. May his soul rest in perfect peace. We're going to be taking you straight to the personality for today, and that is Seyi Makinde. Interesting personality. You would love all that he has to say about life and his experiences as well. Don't go away. Taya and I will be right back to round up the program.
It's all about personality interviews. It's about showcasing your events, both social and corporate. Let's celebrate you and showcase your memorable events on Personality, Places and Events.
We are here in Nairobi, Kenya. Personality Places and Events in Atlanta, Georgia. We are in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates.
Don't miss out on all the fun. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, all at PPE Nigeria. For coverage or interviews, email ppenigeria@gmail.com. Personality, Places and Events. Let's celebrate you.
I have the pleasure to let you see our guest, Engineer Seyi Makinde. So you're welcome to Personality Places and Events.
Thank you, Eyitayo, and it's my pleasure to be with you this evening.
So tell us, apart from the ones I've talked about, who is Engineer Seyi Makinde?
That's a 100,000 naira question. Well, Seyi Makinde, I don't like the appellation engineer. You know, I mean, that's my engineering is my profession. You know, my occupation is you know, I'm an engineer. So simply Seyi Makinde. Seyi Makinde is a typical Ibadan boy. You know, I was born, raised in Ibadan. I attended my primary school in Ibadan. Then my secondary school also in Ibadan. Because I was thinking, well, am I ever going to go out of this city? Then my university education was in the University of Lagos. And after that, I mean, we've been all over the world in search of excellence, basically. After I left Unilag, I worked briefly for Shell Petroleum Development Company in Port Harcourt. And then I also worked for an oil servicing company called Rebuild International Limited. And from there, I set up Makon Engineering, which has been my shop, you know, all of these years. So it's been 20 years now.
Your father, his rest in perfect peace, late Pa Olatubosun Makinde, a renowned teacher turned an accountant. So now, that will take me to my next question. Can we say that you were probably born with a silver spoon? I know you're the third in the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a primary school teacher in those days who don't have no silver spoon, you know. We were contented, you know, we didn't struggle. My mom, you know, then she was working at the state secretariat. She was a telephone operator, so that's my mother. And then my dad, a primary school teacher, and then he stayed at home, took tuition from Wolsey Hall in London, and then passed his AIB exam. So he started working in a bank, and then he joined Answer much later. So I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I mean, everything we've had to, you know, basically work hard for it.
Now, my next question is this. You were known as a great philanthropist, and you have made charitable donations and awarded scholarships to students across Ibadan in Oyo State and beyond. What really drives you? Why the spirit of philanthropism? Should we say probably you took it from your father, because we got to know that your father too happens to be a philanthropist. What drives you? Why the philanthropic gesture?
Well, first I would say that we did not decide for God, you know, which corner of the world He would decide to create us into. I'm not sure if you ask God that you like to be a black man from this corner of the world. He created you, you know, in this corner of the world, and also there must be a reason for it. Why didn't God, you know, create you in South Africa? You still be a black guy, but you probably be Zulu or Xhosa or something like that, you know. So when God decides to create you in a particular place at a particular time, there is a reason for it. And also, if He decides to give you more than you actually require, so what are you supposed to do with the excess? You're never going to take it to heaven. So for me, God created me here. He gave me certain resources, and they are for the use of His people. You know, because I'm not going to take anything to heaven. And I only have 3 children. And I said to them that the only thing I hold them, which is the only thing my parents gave to me, is education. They can go to anywhere in the world, get the best education, you know, that is available, but that's all they're going to get from me. So any other thing that I have outside of that, you know, will be for the benefit of God's people.
How would you describe your lovely wife and your children talking about supporting your political cause?
Well, my wife, she's from the Niger Delta area of Nigeria, so they can be really hard, you know, and heavily opinionated, you know. So if she believes in something, you know, she can be a militant. Yeah, it's been a union, you know, perfectly made. We kind of complement one another. I'm driven, you know, by targets. I want to go from A to B, you know, and she is driven by the process. You know, so every time we're arguing, well, you know, you need to take this step before that step, you know, and things like that. I'm saying, well, you know, I really want to get there. But each time we merge, you know, the two personalities, you know, together, I mean, we kind of get the results that we're looking at for. So she's been a pillar of support for me, and I really thank her for that.
Right. Now, I can't pronounce that her name, sorry, because...
her name is Tamuno Minini.
Tamuno
Minini, yeah.
Hey, was it love at first sight when you met her? There was something that really attracted you to Niger Delta thing.
Well, my daughter asked me once, you know, and said, so why did you marry her mom, you know, and then how did you propose to her? And then I said, well, you know, I just met her, no niceties, nothing, and I knew straight away that this would be my wife. I mean, it's so funny. She was in the swimming pool with a friend of ours, and then myself and my friend also were there, and we thought, well, you know, let's take these girls out to town. And then we said to them that, do you guys want to follow us? You know, we're going to town, and then we can drop you out in your in your home afterward. And they were like, well, if you can wait for us. And we thought, look, we're hot enough, you know, why should we wait for you? And then myself and my friend just, you know, took off and went to town. And then a week later, I saw her, and I was like, you know, this is the girl from the pool. And, you know, that was it. And I thought, well, you know, will you marry me? And she said, well, maybe, maybe not. But we were friends for quite a long time. I mean, we were friends for like 7 years before we even got married. So I'm 49 now. We've been married for 20 years. So actually, I've known her for like 27 years, which is more than half of my lifetime. So
2019 around the corner to contest for the governorship, the hot seat, which is called the governorship seat. How prepared are you this time around?
Well, you know, for me, whatever is worth doing is worth doing well. You know, people say, oh, you know, lack of experience, this and that. But the reality is, when you fail, you actually learn more than when you succeed. So it's been 10 years, 2007, 2017, I mean, it's been 10 years. Even if one is reading to get a PhD, in 10 years, one must have gotten the actual degree by now. Exactly. You know, so yeah, we've failed, we've faltered, but we've learned a lot of lessons, you know, along the line. So we've done a lot of research. We've been out there with our people. You know, actually 2015 election, I was all over Oyo State. I did say to the people then, you know, I'm sure if you do your research, you'll probably see some of those clips. I said to them that, look, election, you know, it's just a day affair. But the consequences of that action, you know, will be with the people for 4 years, you know, and that's what has happened. I mean, I've seen people, you know, come to me to say, oh, well, maybe we should have listened to you at that time. But, you know, for me, I really think we've been out there. So we know what we're talking about. We've heard from the people. We know precisely, you know, the issues that are bothering them, and we think together, you know, we can embark on this journey and be successful.
I'd like to say a big thank you to you, Seyi, Makinde. Thank you very much for being our guest on personality, places and events, and of course we wish you the best. Alright, on that note, to say thank you very much for watching the show, personality, places and events. I guess what he said, he doesn't want to be called an engineer, but I started with this, I have to end with it. Engineer Seyi Abiodun, a Nigerian businessman, politician, of course, a philanthropist. We spent about 10 minutes on the show, and of course we really had a wonderful time with him. My name is Seyi. Until next week when I'm going to bring you another personality on this program, Personality, Places and Events, I say God bless you, have a wonderful week ahead, and bye for now.
It's all about personality interviews. It's about showcasing your events, both social and corporate. Let's celebrate you and showcase your memorable events on Personality, Places and Events.
We are here in Nairobi, Kenya. Personality, Places and Events in Atlanta, Georgia. We are in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates.
Don't miss out on all the fun. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, all at PPE Nigeria. For coverage or interviews, email ppenigeria@gmail.com. Personality, Places and Events. Let's celebrate you.
Wow! Tick 7 o'clock. Tick tick. What you have to do, do quick. This is how far we can go on the program today. We wish we could go on and on, but time is not really our friend. But we must thank you very much for being part of the program today. If you want to be part of us, like our pages on our social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and you can watch us on YouTube on PPE Nigeria. That's if you have missed the beginning of this program. And came 1 or 2 messages?
Well, don't forget it's Personality, Places and Events, and we're always there ready to cover your event for you. So if you have any form of event, corporate, social, whatever it is, don't forget to hit us with the number you see on your screen, and we'll be right there to cover your event for you.
Thank you very much for watching the show. My name is Seyi Onyison.
And I am Nkem Nzeji.
Take good care of yourself and have a wonderful week ahead. Bye for now.